These Bora 2-inch wheel spacers in a set of 4 is a solid wheel spacer option for the 2012 through 2024 Ram 2500 owners in search of an easy way to make a big difference in the fitment and the stance of their truck. Now, 2-inch spacers can make a huge difference in the world of clearance, especially if you've upgraded your steering, suspension, or braking components and you're having trouble with clearance or fitment with your wheel, or you've even upgraded your wheel and tire set and you're having some rubbing in the wheel well. These are going to do a great job at creating some room. These also make a huge difference in appearance. Being one of the larger spacers in the category, they'll offer a substantial change to your truck stance, whether you're looking for an aggressive stance with stock or even aftermarket wheels, or a very aggressive stance depending on your offset with those aftermarket wheels. Now, that's going to be great if you're looking to completely change the overall appearance and the vibe of your truck and you're looking for a very easy way to do it. As I said, these offer a big push to the wheel, adding 2 inches or roughly 50 millimeters to each corner for an aggressive to very aggressive stance, depending on what wheel and what offset you currently have on your truck. Now, that push widens the truck's stance, which mainly improves the appearance of your truck if you prefer 1 or more inches of poke outside that wheel well. Now, with the addition of the width, it can also help with stability thanks to the wider footprint, which is going to result in a more stable environment as far as handling is concerned for your Ram. So if you are looking to improve your fitment, your handling, and the appearance, these are going to cover all of those aspects. This set has a direct bolt-on construction with an 8 by 6.5 inch stud pattern or lug pattern, and they are completely hub and wheel centric for not only a direct fit, but a snug one that's not going to require any additional components or cause any shimmy or weirdness when it comes to the rotation of the wheel. These are also made of an Alcoa 6061 T6 billet aluminum construction, making these very tough and tough enough to handle the larger loads of the 2500 models and the larger wheel and tire options that they're able to support. This set also has a black anodized finish on top, which protects the spacers underneath from any corrosion, and this kit does come with everything that you need in the kit to install them for a headache-free and a question-free installation. Now, these are about $625 for the set, which is a premium option as far as spacers are concerned, but is a much more inexpensive solution compared to a full set of wheels if you're either undecided on a set or you simply just don't want to pull the trigger on a set yet. Now, when comparing this set to others, this is one of the largest in the category as far as the thickness is concerned. It's a direct hub and wheel centric fit, so it's not a universal style fit, and it comes with all 4 in the set, as where some may offer a less aggressive thickness or even split it up from front and rear. Now, I think if you're looking for some better fitment and an aggressive appearance in a one-stop shop as well as quality set of wheel spacers, this is a great set to achieve it with. The install here is a lighter 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter because of the time and the steps required, but if you have the right setup for the job and the right tools, it should only take about 2 hours or so, about a half hour per corner to get everything installed. I do recommend keeping some Loctite on hand for the install and specifically a torque wrench, just to make sure that everything is torqued down to spec. However, at this point, we're gonna head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how these bolt up to the 2500. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and jump into the install.
For this install, you will need an impact, a 19mm thin wall socket, a jack, and also not shown here is a torque wrench and whatever lug nut socket you need. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing some wheel spacers on our Ram, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, so to start off, we've got our vehicle jacked up at the corner we're starting with, which is the driver front, and we've got our wheel off. Now, depending on which kinds of wheels you have or OEM, the socket size might be a little different, so whatever's specific to your vehicle, go ahead and use that and remove your wheel. And once you have that off, you want to make sure the front of your rotor is nice and clean and free of corrosion. You will also need to remove, which ours are already gone, the little brass clips that are on a couple of the lug nuts to hold the rotor in place during manufacturing. They're not necessary, they're just a manufacturing point, so go ahead and take those off. And then we can install our spacer. So line up our lugs, sit that on, and we'll get our provided lug nuts and those are going to go onto our factory lugs. These are a little bit tricky to get in. You may even need to use your socket with it. So you're going to need a 19 millimeter socket for these, preferably thin wall. Be able to get in there. Once you get those started, work that way around. Once you get them all in place, we're going to snug these down with our impact. Now you want to treat these just like if you're installing your wheels, so you want to go in a star pattern so that this tightens down evenly onto your hub. Now once you have these snug down, you want to grab your torque wrench and torque these down to the manufacturer's specific torque setting. For the front wheels, obviously these free wheels, so you may want to have somebody jump in and hold the brake so they can hold in place while you torque them. And once you have this installed, you can go ahead and put your wheel back on, torque that back down to spec, and repeat this process for the rest of your wheels.
So that wraps it up for my review and the install of the Bora 2-inch wheel spacers in a set of 4 fitting all 2012 through 2024 Ram 2500s, and you can find this set right here at AmericanTrucks.com.